Welcome to CSI Miami, but any tour of our facility will have to wait. You're heading out to the golf course. Oh, it's no day off. Got a Vic out at Palm Glen Country Club, or a piece of our Vic, anyway. Callie is already waiting for you at the club. She's your partner on this first case.
To quit the game or change the options, including gameplay difficulty, hit the Escape key on your keyboard at any time.
Hey, I'm Callie. It's going to be great to work together. It looks like we've got our hands full on this one, so let's ask around and see if we can find out what happened here.
If you are stuck on a case, you can often get help from your CSI partner. Clicking on a question will ask your partner for a hint. However, all hints will count against you in your final evaluation.
I'm Ty Landon, golf pro and assistant manager here at the Glen. Palm Glen, that is. Hey, I appreciate you getting out here so fast. This isn't the kind of golf hazard we usually go in for. You'll want to talk to the judge, Judge Lawford. He's the one who stumbled onto this oversized handbag. We've had the occasional gator come calling. We're the closest club in town to the Everglades, you know. But nothing like this before. No incidents, no trouble. Just visitors that we yelled at and scared off from a distance. Hey, I'm relieved to report that every foursome is accounted for. Nobody missing. Nobody missing a limb, either.
You've been helpful, Mr. Landon. You'll be at the club all day?
Oh, yeah, sure. And when you finish with your crime scene, guess who gets to clean up after? What a crock, huh? So to speak.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Well, I'm Judge Walter Lawford. Thought I knew all the CSIs, but when a man retires, the world keeps spinning, doesn't it? I traded in the bench for the fairway. The only crime here at Palm Glen is cheating on your golf score, and I never have to judge anything but the distance to the green. How can I help? I came out at the crack of dawn to talk business with Ty, our club pro. Pretty early, not long after sunup. We early birds were the first out onto the course when I came upon this poor creature, beached by the sand trap. Something was next to him, a piece of something human. Legal trouble? Oh, no. No, I gave you the wrong impression. By business, I meant club business. I'm on the board. Really, Ty and I were just shooting the breeze about the upcoming golf tourney. Often I do. The older I get, the earlier a riser I've become. And with a popular course like this, the height of the season, it's first come, first teed off. This course, this club, it's a lifesaver for an old bench jurist like me. Seen a few. This land belonged to other creatures before we country club animals turned it into a golf course, you know. But there have never been reports of attacks, much less a gator munching on a spare body part.
It's good to see you, Judge. It's nice having a witness who knows the ropes.
Thank you. Not to be rude, but I need to get back to my study, a project I'm working on. Anything comes up, Ms. Duquesne, besides that regurgitated arm, let me know what you need. And give my best to Horatio Kane. You've got the finest crime lab supervisor in the South. Always happy to help you CSIs out.
That's it for the witnesses. Let's see if our gator has anything to tell us. Looks like our friend here crawled up on the golf tee for a solitary snack. We've got a long, deep gash across the creature's abdomen. It indicates a probable scrap with another gator. It's likely the alligator died from this wound, which is so deep the animal's intestines are spilling out. It's probably better to examine this more closely at the morgue. We've got a severed arm. I wonder if there are more human remains inside the gator. This is a job for the morgue. This oily substance is worth sampling for lab analysis. This is definitely a human forearm. So where is the rest of our victim? Still walking around? Or stowed away in the gator?
Hey there, new recruit. I'm Alex Woods. Welcome to the morgue. No need to be uneasy here. Unlike my clients, you can come up and go as you like. I'm here to help you, so don't be shy to ask me anything. How a Vic died, maybe even what the murder weapon was. So what can I do for you? That lizard is a tad too big to fit onto one of my tables. What I can do is remove its internal organs and give you a look at the creature's inside secrets. Now, I am not an expert on alligator anatomy, but a zoology course I took in grad school gave me some basics about species habits and physiology. And not even a Palm Glen member. Most likely the creature crawled up onto land to enjoy its snack uninterrupted. May have been in some competition for this meal. By the way, the alligator appears to have been in a recent fight with one of its own. Very quickly, an alligator will clamp onto its prey and roll it till its neck snaps, or it'll drag it underwater until it drowns. A moot point, however. This Vic was already dead when the gator had its lunch. Working from a section of waterlogged forearm, I can give you only an educated guess. 2 to 4 days. Be my guest. Digestion slows during cold months, allowing them to go for weeks without feeding, but it's been warm lately. Acid in their stomachs do most of the work, though it's aided by ingested stones in the alligator's stomach that mechanically breaks down food.
It's a memory card from a PDA. Stomach acid damage could be a problem for data recovery. Silver bracelet. Could we have a female victim?
Hey, I can't do all of your work for you. But I can tell you this much. The missing hand was chopped, not gnawed. This is the work of a blade, not animal teeth. Hey, I can't do all of your work for you.
Welcome to the lab. I'm Valera, your one-stop shop for evidence analysis. If you want me to start processing evidence for you, click and drag a piece of evidence from your toolbar over to me. A dark, viscous solution. Oil residue. Somehow it was either smeared or dripped onto that severed arm. I'll send it over to the microscope to give you a better look. First time in the lab and you're already putting the arm on me? No problem. I'll collect the DNA and shoot it over to the computer. That'll get you started. Extracting DNA is a cinch. Break up the cells, denature the proteins, and voila, fibrous DNA precipitate. Waiting in the computer for you. Memory card. The gator's stomach acid did a number on the data, but I recognize the format. It's from a PDA. The only thing I got from it was a scrambled data string. You can use a special link in the computer to access a cryptography interface to sort it out. But here's a bonus. A lot of the user's stylus strokes were recorded. Fragments, but still enough for handwriting analysis. You know I'm a government employee and can't accept gifts, but I do appreciate the thought.
Well, we'd appreciate your thoughts on this trinket.
High quality, judging by the style, could be a man's. Custom job. Note the inscription, 4th Annual Palm Glen Team Champions. That's about it.
Looks like an industrial lubricant. High levels of contaminants suggest a mechanical use. Not sure we have a match here. Great work. It's an interesting message. What could it mean? But as Valera said, we've at least got a handwriting sample from the memory card for comparison.
Yeah, it belongs to Tim Cole, or maybe his son, Russ. Sure, they won the matching bracelets at the father and son tourney a couple years back. Scored the club record, in fact. Each year has its own distinctive design.
Blood indicates the gator may have left a trail that was washed away from the sprinklers early this morning. It's too bad the rest of it isn't visible. Gator was injured, probably from a scrap with another gator. Our late lizard crawled out of the swamp and died on the links. The blood trail will likely lead us up to where the gator crawled onto the golf course. Probably around that bridge over there. Let's check it out. We'll just swab the ground and get a sample for the lab. This appears to be where the gator crawled out to make its way to the course. The animal's condition may have induced this regurgitation. Its lunch may have started coming up even before the gator made it onto the fairway. We'd better take that along to show the lab. This bit of plastic is worth showing to Valera.
Yes? Well, here's an appetizer you don't see on every plate. Plastic covered in alligator intestine. I'll send it to the microscopy equipment for you. First, this isn't human blood, and you may have guessed we don't exactly have an alligator DNA database to check. Animal regurgitation, specifically alligator heavy on human contents. Takes a strong stomach in this biz, but you're pushing it, guys.
You're the new recruit, aren't you? Yelena Salas. If you ever need a warrant, interrogation, address, or any other information, you come see me. No problem. Just let me check. Here it is. Number 6, Heaven's Heights. 6 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 Heaven's
Miss Cole, we're with the crime lab. We have a few questions for your husband and your son.
Tim and Russ aren't here. Maybe I can answer your questions. Could be Tim's, or maybe Russ's. They had identical ones from that father-son tournament they won. Russ takes after his father in absent-mindedness, always leaving things behind, the both of them. Tim, I haven't seen him since I kicked him out last week, and if I never see him again, that's still too soon. The usual reason, he was fooling around. Lately, he was caught up in one of his hottest, heaviest affairs, and let me tell you, I'm fed up. Not that I've ever been Tim's sole biological interest. You probably don't know that Tim's a biologist. He specializes in alligators and other lizards indigenous to this area. Takes one to know one, I guess. Anyway, that's why we live so near the Everglades.
Yes, we can see that. This tributary you're on feeds right into the swamp. Interesting.
Ronnie Landon, Ty's wife? She's not a lizard, more a snake. What Tim sees in that tramp is beyond me. And he's not just cheating on me. Ty is one of his best friends. Supposedly. I've talked to him on the phone every day or so, but for the last week he's been in Louisiana at football camp. He's a senior in high school and a jock, like his dad used to be. Paid his own way too, using his birthday money. Gives a mum pause, you know, son turning legal adult. But he's a good boy. I've filed half a dozen times. Tim swore over and over that he'll change, that it's me he loves, and talked me out of leaving him. But this is it. Never again. Ronnie thinks she and Tim are soulmates. She's filed for a divorce from Ty, the poor slob. You'll have to ask her, but word at the Glen is Ronnie's been after Ty to sign for ages. Big Dummy loves the little slut and wants to reconcile, I guess. Ronnie's been leaning on the judge, Judge Lawford, trying to get the old boy to reason with Ty. Sometimes I think his honor gets off in his old age on being around the Palm Glen soap opera. Go for it. Just stay where I can see you. DNA? If you're trying to match my genes to Russ, then you're wasting your time. He's Tim's son from a previous relationship. I treat him like my very own, but biologically, he's not. On the other hand, if you think I'm a suspect, you better get yourself a warrant first.
Huh, it's a new deck, but someone's already done some repair work. We're gonna need a warrant to get us under the deck, though. I'll snap a photo. Without permission, we'll need a warrant to get under here.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, let's take this fiber to the lab. An artist's brush and watercolors. Someone creative in our midst? Handsaw. For recent repairs to the deck, maybe? Five clubs in the bag, 9 less than standard PGA maximum regulation. There are quite a few missing. Tim Cole's golf bag. He must have been given the bum's rush out of here before he could grab his favorite toys. If he isn't our Vic, he'll come back for him. This print from the golf bag needs to be run at the lab. We can't check out the boat itself without a warrant or permission. We've got neither.
Hey, let's just say there's a lot of scoring at a club like this that doesn't take place on the links. That note could be just about anybody. Wish I could be more help. You know, I'd like to help, but you're poking into personal matters. A lot of people get the wrong idea about Ronnie. Hey, who hasn't made a few mistakes? I'll get back in the swing of this marriage, you'll see. Isn't that part of the public record? I won't deny it, but that's just a symptom. We'll cure the disease with some counseling and by trying really, really hard. You gotta work at a marriage, you know?
Hey. Our tech, Joseph Kale, makes fingerprints wave hello. Thanks to him, that print's in the computer waiting for you. I'll tell him you were grateful. This hair is not human, and there's no skin tag. But I'll send it over to the microscope. Maybe you can discover what animal it comes from by looking at the scale pattern. Can't come up with anything else to do on that. What we have here is a handsaw, brand new and quite sharp.
Species is sable marten. It's an expensive brush, but soft. Those don't quite seem to match. Make sure you look very closely for subtle details between them. You might have a match here. Heather's fingerprint. An old B&E charge. She's probably a tall enough girl to use those clubs.
Any way I can help? Hey, I can't do all of your work for you. Not likely. The wound's cut marks do not indicate the back and forth sawing motion you would expect from such a tool. Look for something bigger.
Nope, I hate that sport. If you can call it one, that is.
Then maybe you just like to caddy. That's all the questions we have for now.
What do you need? Give me a moment. Okay, here's her address. Palm Glen and 14th. We'll see if he's at the Louisiana football camp or not. Should be easy, but you'll have to leave it with me for a bit.
Jessica Landon. Who are you?
Crime Lab. You must be Ty and Ronnie's daughter then, right? We have just a few questions.
In the garage. Go and talk to her if you got questions. Sure, yeah, I know him. I mean, I know who he is. Friends with my parents. They all live on the golf course. He's my boyfriend. We've been together forever, like 6 months or something. Wait. This doesn't have something to do with, like, that thing my dad found on the golf course, does it?
We don't know yet. We're just following leads. Don't worry.
Tim is not exactly part of my crowd, okay? Like I said, it's not like he's on my speed dial. He is my parents' friend, not mine. I mean, talk to them. It was going fine, except for how my parents felt about him. They kept putting pressure on me that Russ didn't appreciate. For some reason, my parents think he's beneath me. Or maybe they're afraid I'm beneath him. And then suddenly Mom, after all the put-downs, started to take this weird interest in Russ. A week? He went off to football camp. He is so buff. He's gonna get a scholarship, I just know it. And the sooner he gets away from those creep parents of his, the better. His mom, in particular. Always makes him feel like he's in the way. You know what it's like to think like nobody wants you? Well, I want him. And that's what counts. What bruise? Oh, this little thing? Tripped on the stairs, I guess. Those things are like my worst enemy. I get more bumps and scrapes running up and down those stairs than on the soccer field.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Why, yes. May I help you people with something?
Miss Landon, we're with Miami-Dade CSI. Could we speak with you in private?
This is private enough. My daughter Jessica's outside, and if this is some kind of police business, I'd just as soon deal with it out here. What's up? Whoa, you don't fool around, do you? Well, even if this were any of your business, I'd have to say you are seriously confused. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey. What gives you the right to walk in off the street and start asking these outrageous personal questions? I mean, geez Louise.
Miss Landon, our job is asking the tough questions.
Well then, tough. You can ask away, but my personal business is my personal business. Anything else I can do for you lovely people?
That's all the questions we have for now.
Can I help you out in this case? He's retired. He'll be at his home, or should I say his estate. Pretty nice digs. I'll get the address for you.
And what can I do for you, fine CSIs? Yes, I was. Not my specialty, but I'm capable of lining up the little legal details that make for an airtight divorce case. Remember when I mentioned I was talking to Ty the morning we found that alligator on the course? Part of what I was discussing with him was that very subject. I was concerned that Ty would be upset with me. We're friendly, after all. Didn't want him thinking I'd taken sides in the matter. I explained to Ty that my biggest concern was for their young daughter, Jessica. High school is such a traumatic, turbulent time. And then to have so much turmoil swirling around the child at home. But she's a strong girl. She'll make it, even if her parents don't. They'll be with the law firm I do consulting with, but they should be on record. I don't imagine I have to instruct a CSI on the proper procedure for acquiring the document.
Hey, what do you need? If you hang on for a second or two, I'll print a copy out for you. Here you go. There's also a nice scan of Ronnie Landon's signature on it. Enjoy.
What's up? I compared Ronnie Landon's signature on the divorce papers with the memory card writing and a match.
Do you think Ronnie might want to explain herself?
In the house. Since she found out, she spends a lot of time in her room, alone, crying. Right now, I'm giving Jess her space. Not that I remember. Why would I?
Heather tells us her husband was in a relationship with you, Miss Landon. We have a message from a memory card with handwriting that matches your signature on the divorce documents.
I don't know why Heather is advertising this other than her own warped sense of self-importance. But Tim and I have spent time together, yes. We're friends. Close friends. Wait a minute. That arm Ty found. Is it Tim's? Has something happened? Oh, God. If something's happened to that man because of our friendship, I will never forgive myself.
We haven't identified the owner of the arm, but then again, we can't find Tim. When did you see him, Miss Landon?
Oh, at least a week. You see, we broke it off. Or anyway, I broke it off. Instead of wanting to throw me out, my husband said he loved me, wanted to keep trying, make a go of it. And I realized what a good man I really had. As for Tim, he left his PDA in my house. When I saw him at the club, I gave the thing back to him, with a little note I wrote on it. Of course he does. He may not be brilliant, but he's not stupid, and he's certainly not blind. Tim is Ty's best friend. They golf every weekend together. Some secrets just won't stay hidden. And when my teenage daughter Jessica learned what was going on and was upset, I really understood how out of line I'd been. Nothing's more important than our children, you know? That's partly why I'm back with Ty. This is painful. Can we... He went ballistic. I thought Ty was going to kill him on the spot, but some of the members managed to break it up. The judge was a big help. Well, sure. Just stay out of my husband's things. Ty's territorial about his possessions.
That's all the questions we have for now. Plastic shreds. Small, but possibly important. Russ Cole's clubs at the Landon house. Why? Heather might know. If Russ drew this, the kid's got talent. Why is Ronnie his subject, though? We've got a piece of something. Hair? Stuck to the portrait.
I don't like the sound of relationship, but I will point out Russ had his 18th birthday before we became friendly. So if this is about statutory rape, try again. Don't ask me. I have no idea. Beats me. I thought you were the investigators.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Well, if they're not around here, then Russ must have lugged them along to Louisiana.
What if we told you that they're not around here, or in Louisiana?
Hey, there's nothing more I can tell you about that.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Hey. That's ready for image enhancement and microscopy. Animal hair. I'll put it under the microscope for you so you can identify the species.
The paintbrush hair matches what we collected from the portrait. We're getting somewhere. Species is sable marten. What we have here is paintbrush fallout.
All right, but I trust this is confidential. It's not something I like to advertise. I have a position at the club that commands a certain respect. I'm a manager and an athlete, and I have a certain image to maintain that doesn't go along with having a wife who sleeps around. How much of a man could I be if I'm not satisfying my woman? How much? That's what people think. What I think they think anyway. Is it a crime to be discreet? To choose not to air your dirty laundry? I'll deal with this in my own way. That's overstating it. Wasn't like that at all. Oh, I lost it all right. Told Tim and Ronnie what I thought of them. But it didn't quite come to serious blows or anything. She sees it from her end of the telescope. I see it from mine. Why not check with somebody impartial who witnessed the thing? Like Judge Lawford.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Don't you mean Ty, Tim, Jessica, and Russ?
All four were involved? You didn't say that before.
Where young people are concerned, I tend to be, shall we say, judicious about what I say. It seems Russ has been spending an unusual amount of time with Ronnie.
You mean Russ's father has been spending time with Ronnie?
No, I am not senile, Ms. Duquesne. I said what I meant. My lord, the things people do to each other. Even in all my years, I am still able to be surprised by the casual depths of human cruelty. If you insist, I'll fill in the details as best I can. First, I have to say that to me, Palm Glen is a family. Dysfunctional, I will grant you, but a family. And I care about all these people. Don't want you getting the wrong idea about me. I'm not just some old busybody, but I do try to provide counsel and support. Anyway, young Russ and Jessica were sitting at a table at the club, and they weren't getting along. It was getting loud and out of hand. Finally, it simply exploded, with the two young people on their feet in each other's faces, screaming. Soon, everyone present realized that Jessica knew her mother had been sleeping with Russ. And then, suddenly, the boy's father, Tim, added himself to the mix, really going off on the girl. You would think he'd be upset with his son, but instead he turned his fury on that poor child, Jessica, calling her a slut like her mother. The girl, to her credit, stood up to him, and the boy's father did something unspeakable. He grabbed the girl and shook her. Suddenly, Ty was in the room, and he rushed over and knocked Tim down. Ronnie witnessed it all, though she wasn't in the thick of it. I tell you, it was a horror show. Violence, emotion, sex. I'm sure some club members were thrilled. I was sickened. Ty's an athlete. He knocked Tim down. I'd be surprised if Tim's nose didn't get broken. Both Ty and Tim were out of control. Ty threatened to kill both father and son. But whether it was a real threat or bravado, that I can't judge. For that matter, Tim grabbed Jessica by the wrists and called her forgive this quote, a slut just like your mother. Quite a scene, really.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Can I help you out in this case? Russ never made it to that football camp. I'm in touch with Louisiana authorities and hope to track him down. Otherwise, he may well be our victim. Let me get this straight. Jessica's boyfriend Ross is seduced by Jessica's own mother Ronnie? And Tim, the boyfriend's father, gets abusive with Jessica. Both Tim and Ross are missing and are linked to the severed arm. That's some major involvement for a minor. I'll contact her mother and make it happen.
I don't know. Forever, last week, it's not the kind of thing you mark down in your day planner, you know. I mean, it's like devastating. When Mom cheats on Dad, she cheats on me. On all of us, the whole family. Funny, he's usually really easy to talk to. He's cool for a dad. But whenever I tried to, bring up my suspicions, he would just ignore it. Pretend he didn't even know what I was talking about. Not till that night at the Palm Glen, when he dumped me for my own mother. Do you know how that made me feel? To have the two people I love most in my life betray me like that. What was up with Russ anyway? Is he like some kind of sick pervert or something? I mean, my mother? She's so old. Why are you asking me? I don't know.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Hunches aren't reasons. If you want a warrant, convince me with facts.
Yes, he's a sweet, gentle boy. An unusual combination of athlete and artist. Funny thing is, I misjudged him. I thought he was just another bonehead jock, and I detested that shallow mother of his, and I couldn't stand the thought of my Jessica being with him. So I made a kind of sacrifice. I was doing it for my daughter. And then the poor young fool started talking about loving me, and he drew that lovely portrait, and I just felt terrible about the whole affair. Would you like to hear a sad story? Not long ago, Ty told me he'd be working late. What he was really doing was arranging a romantic evening for us at a local hotel. He came home much earlier than expected, holding an armful of roses for me. Me? I was holding Russ. Funny thing is, he didn't get mad. All the blood drained out of his face. His eyes looked dead. He just swallowed and backed out of the bedroom and disappeared for a while. It wasn't till later at the club that he lost it and punched him out. That's when I knew I still loved Ty. After all these years, suddenly, he's my champion again. And I didn't even deserve it.
What do you need? Good call. So Ronnie's sleeping with both Colemen, and Ty is threatening to kill them both. Let's poke around some more in the Landon garage.
I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. This has to mean Ty had something to do with Tim and Russ disappearing. But go ahead. His stuff's mostly behind the truck. I'll get it out of the way for you. I was headed out for groceries anyway.
We'd appreciate it. chainsaw blade cover. Oil stain. Worth having the lab ID and cross-check, don't you think? That looks like a chainsaw guard. Let's see what Valera can make of this. Ty's golf clubs. Either he's got more than one set, or he doesn't need them when he's giving lessons. I've got human remains here. It's a severed hand. Well, this is a sickening discovery, but now we have a much better shot at IDing the victim, assuming this is the same one. A chainsaw would be the perfect tool to sever a human hand, if that's your idea of a good time. Window's been broken. Looks like a hasty repair with a plastic bag. We'll run that print at the lab. Progress. I like it.
What's up? Image enhancement and microscopy equipment is where that's headed. Print's been scanned. It's on the computer. Guard for a chainsaw. Fits over the chain when not in use. Or did you already know that? So, somebody's finally given us a hand in this case. Now we'll have fingerprints to run and DNA for comparison.
It's no match. Check for differences in the details before asking me. You don't have a match here. Take a good hard look and make sure you've got a perfect match before you ask me to confirm it. Heather Cole's fingerprint, on file for an old break-and-enter charge. This puts her at the Landon homestead. I wonder which Landon invited her over. Surely not Ronnie. Those don't... We finally have a victim. Tim Cole. Driving under the influence charge from a while back. Now we can finally get to work. However, Russ is still missing. Just because we haven't discovered any of Russ's remains doesn't mean we can cross him off as a possible victim. Hand and forearm, a match. DNA, a CSI's best friend. Definitely more reliable than the Palm Glen variety of best friend.
What now? We're definitely assembling one puzzle from these pieces. The hand and arm come from the same person. Judging by the cut marks, the arm was detached from the torso with the aid of a heavy-bladed saw. A chainsaw would make a good suspect in this case.
Why would I want to fraternize with those sexual delinquents, juvenile and otherwise? How should I know? Tim used to share stuff with Ty. Always loaning each other lawn equipment, tools, that kind of thing. Pals sharing possessions, including Ronnie, I guess. Among their other charming qualities, the Landons are leeches. I knew after that public display of theirs at the Glen. Ronnie's lucky my son is 18, or I'd have you people on that round-heeled whore for statutory rape. If Ronnie Landon killed my husband, and I would not be surprised if she did, she should rot in jail, and then rot in hell.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Hey, what do you need?
Why would I want to hang with old people? Nobody killed Russ. He's in Louisiana. Do your homework. He called me long distance the other night, on my cell, all weepy and apologetic and stuff, saying how he still loved me and he was ashamed and all about making it with my mom. Would I ever forgive him? As if. He was all drunk and crying and stuff. He was having to yell over a lot of noise. I asked him what the hell was going on, and he said his buddies were helping him drown his sorrows at Mardi Gras. He wasn't at football camp. Never went. Check with his hotel, why don't you? The Thorngate? No way.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Ahead of you on this one. I've just learned Ross is being held at a police precinct in New Orleans. Drunk and disorderly with a possible pending assault and battery charge. When you get arrested in Mardi Gras, you're really having too much fun. I've arranged for you to talk to him by phone from the police station.
Russ Cole?
This is Russ Cole. Is this Judge Lawford?
No, Callie Duquesne, Miami-Dade CSI. Why did you think I was the judge?
I had a call into him to help me get a lawyer. This is a mess down here. I really let my emotions run wild. Why does the CSI want to talk to me?
Russ, something terrible has happened to your father.
Yeah, I know. That's part of why things got out of hand with the drinking. Dad's dead, isn't he? I talked to my girlfriend. Or anyway, she used to be my girlfriend. Jessica Landon. Jess said her dad told her that a human arm was found on the golf course. And that because of our match, the cops figured the arm belonged to either Dad or me, since we were both missing. Well, I got both my arm and my bracelet. You know, it's sick and funny. My dad wanted to protect the alligator as a species. Now went up and kills him.
That alligator didn't kill your father, Russ. He was already dead when the animal discovered him.
Why in the hell would I want to kill my own father? We were tight. We were best friends.
In the way that he and Ty Landon were best friends? Besides, you were both friendly with Ronnie Landon. Your football camp alibi is shot, Russ, and your father yelled at your girlfriend and even roughed her up. And you had plenty of time to dispose of his body before leaving the state.
But I didn't have time. Sure, I skipped football camp, but me and a carload of buds have been at Mardi Gras since it opened. No, but you gotta know there's a long list of people who would have done it gladly. My sainted mother, for one. Ty, of course, maybe even Jessica.
Maybe if you find a better link between the suspect and a crime scene.
Not that I know about. I mean, Heather was the only one in the Cole household Ronnie wasn't having an affair with. As far as I know, anyway.
That's all the questions we have for now.
Can I help you out in this case? Not yet. Maybe with more evidence linking the suspect to the scene.
That's all I've got for you.
That's all I have at the moment.
Can't help you. Sorry.
Yes?
This pair isn't two of a kind. Makes oil from that severed forearm matches the oil from the Landon garage.
Hey, what do you need? Ty nearly came to blows with Ronnie's young boyfriend. Plus, she filed for divorce, and obviously she had access to Ty's golf clubs. Let's see what Ronnie has to say for herself now.
How should I know? At the club, maybe? Ty might have used it to clear brush at the course or something. Oh, that. Neighbor kid busted it the other day. A baseball. That's just a temporary patch we made with some garbage bags. No, not at my invitation at least. It's possible Ty might have had her over. Anything seems possible now. Tim Cole's, his hand in my golf bag? This is some terrible, sick joke. Some awful nightmare. I mean, I don't claim to be perfect. My bad judgment, my weakness in taking that boy Russ into my arms may have somehow set this terrible turn of events into motion, but I am no murderer. Obviously, somebody put that thing in my bag to frame me. If I had killed somebody, would I be so stupid as to hide part of the body in there? What about Russ? Is he all right? Tell me he is all right.
You should be more worried about yourself right now. How about I run this scenario by you? You worked your charms on Tim, the same seductive way you worked his son into your web. Russ got you in bed, his father got your golf club to the skull. You cut his body into manageable parts in your garage and were dumping them, gradually, where you figured no one would ever find them.
No! It's not true. None of it is true. Please, you have to believe me. That's all I can think of right now.
Well, we know Ross is alive, so we got a pretty good idea Tim is our victim. Heather's fingerprints were at the Landon home, and the Landons have never had her over. Sounds pretty suspicious to me. All right, you got your warrant, but I could only convince the judge to grant it for the deck. Not enough reason to go searching the boat yet. What do you need? Not enough reason for a warrant for that location. Yet.
What is wrong with you people? Why aren't you questioning Ronnie Landon and giving her house a toss? She's the damn killer. But I will do anything to cooperate if it'll lead to that slut's downfall.
That's all the questions we have for now. It's pretty dark in here. Scorecard from the Palm Glen with the name Cole. Odd. Date is only 2 days ago, but Heather said she hadn't seen her husband for a week.
I don't know anything about that.
Hey. That's in the image enhancement and microscopy equipment. Where else? Nothing new to report.
Oil from the golf course matches the oil from the coal deck. We're getting there.
Hey, what do you need? If you want to put her away for murder, you will have to get more direct evidence she actually killed him. You've got your warrant for the coal boat.
A bit of plastic. It might be possible to match it to another sample. You know, even the best spring cleaning doesn't get out all the spots. Okay, we need to get this blood swab to the lab.
Yes? DNA's amplified and graphed. What are you waiting for? Computer's got it. Image enhancement and microscopy equipment is where that's headed.
Tim Cole's blood is on that boat and the coal deck. Think we found our crime scene? Tim Cole's blood is on that boat and the coal deck. Think we found our crime scene? Plastic from the coal boat is an exact match to the plastic from the reptile's stomach. It might suggest the body was wrapped, then dumped. I've got a hunch that we found yet another body part, a guilty finger pointing right at Heather Cole. I think Yelena would agree.
What do you need? Heather appears to have some pent-up aggression here. And the evidence puts her at the Landon house without the owner's knowledge. I think we can bring her in.
Hello, Mrs. Cole. Glad you could join us.
I didn't realize I had a choice.
We have a few questions we'd like to ask you. We've searched your boat and found it had quite a story to tell. Tim's blood, traces of plastic used to wrap the body. Add to that a very interesting tale of infidelity.
That wasn't a question. Question is, why didn't I do it sooner? Tim was an abusive lech. If I could get rid of him, and at the same time rid this town of that lying slut Ronnie, I'd deserve a Citizen of the Year award.
You admit you're no golfer, Heather, but you've still got a good swing. Especially with a readily available weapon like a golf club. You scored a hole-in-one on your husband's head from behind, out on the deck where you had already put garbage bags down. Crime of passion? Maybe, but not an impromptu one. You'd already stolen Ronnie's golf club from the Landon garage and their chainsaw, which you used to dismember Tim, tidily putting his body parts in garbage bags and riding out on your pontoon boat for disposal. But you unintentionally attracted the gators your husband so loved. All that was left to do was give Ronnie a hand in her golf bag. That was over the top, Heather. What murderer would keep such a grisly souvenir just waiting for us to find?
So you figured it out. Goody for you. Tim is still deservingly dead, and my only regret is that cradle-robbing slut Ronnie Landon is still at large.
Nice job. Catch your breath, then we'll put your talents to work on another case. Go to it.
Observational challenges test your memory of the case you just played. Correct answers allow you to improve your evaluation score. Good luck.